Hi everyone, today we're in Edmonton, Alberta, and we're checking out the Royal Alberta Museum. Let's go explore. The Royal Alberta Museum opened its doors in 2018 at its new location in downtown Edmonton. The museum is the largest in Western Canada with more than 82,000 square feet of exhibition space. Just a sneak preview, I think, of the Dinosaur Gallery. Can't wait to check that out.
Okay.
Let's start with the feature gallery. Reimagining the Drive. I think this is an automotive exhibit. The current feature exhibit, Drive Reimagining the Ride, features a collection of 12 vehicles on loan from the Reynolds Alberta Museum and the Remington Carriage Museum. Ranging in age from the 1890s to the 1990s, these vehicles tell the stories of creativity required to get ourselves and our things from place to place. Oh, here's some older vehicles. Look at that. That's a Model T that's been converted for snow. Look at the treads on it. Can you imagine driving that old car with treads and skis on the front? Here's a Nanook solar-powered car prototype from 1999. All the solar panels on top. It says this was created by University of Alberta students partnered with the Northern Alberta Institute of Technology. They're trying to qualify for the Sunny Race, which is a race between Chicago and Los Angeles for solar-powered cars. This is an unusual car. It's a Bricklin SV1. It's from 1975. It has a fiberglass body. A couple other vehicles. This hearse is from 1896. It's a pretty awesome looking tractor. Cockshut 40 from 1952, Canadian-made tractor. This is quite the comparison. This is a Spider Phaeton horse-drawn buggy from 1893, sitting right next to a Wheeler Dealer AA top fuel dragster from 1975. Some more old tractors. There's a Moline Universal Tractor from 1917 in front. Down the end, this is a Waterous gasoline fire engine from 1910. This is cool. Check out this Lethbridge Ice Company wagon from 1913. Would have been used to distribute ice before refrigeration was common. And it's got the old fashioned wagon wheels on it. Another unique vehicle, this is an Amphicar 770 from 1964. It is the first amphibious vehicle mass-produced for civilian use. It says there's about 4,000 of them built between 1961 and 1968, and this one was bought by a family in Edmonton in 1986. An old Maple Leaf gasoline gas pump. Those are just some kids' cars. See, you can see there's little pedals down the bottom.
How they'd move around.
Yeah, pedal cars. Next up, let's head into the Natural History Gallery. The Natural History Hall explores the plants and animals that have populated the Albertan landscape, from the prehistoric times and ice ages to those that can be found today in the province's 3 ecological zones. This is an American mastodon. Look at the size of the tusks on that. What is this guy?
Giant bison.
A giant bison.
Ooh, an American lion.
So this is an American lion? It says they were the most common large cat that lived in Alberta during the Ice Age. It says they're bigger than both mountain lions and African lions. Look at this. This is the Jefferson's ground sloth from the Ice Age. And it is gigantic. I have to say that's probably about 10, 12 feet tall, 10 feet tall maybe. That is massive. At least I know I'd be able to outrun it. Some more prehistoric skeletons and fossils. And these look to be some of the remains of some mammoth tusks. There's displays about the different wildlife in Alberta, like these bighorn sheep. This is talking about the grizzly bears that live in the Rockies. Badgers and some of the other prairie dwellers. This is an American badger.
This one's moving.
It's moving? Whoa, is there a real snake under there? Cool. Burrowing owls and other types of snakes. And down here, we've got a couple little live snakes. Look at these. These are Western painted turtles. It says these are Alberta's only turtle.
Ooh.
Look, this guy's having a snack here. Looks like he got some carrot.
Carrots. Yummy.
Look at the size of this moose. Some giant antlers. And hiding away down here, it says, "Don't wake the bear." That's a very real looking bear. He's looking right at me. Here's a lynx looking to make a winter meal of this unfortunate hare. Look at this. This compares the size of skulls of different animals. This is a grizzly bear on the left. There's a human skull in the middle, a white-tailed deer, and a gray wolf. Let's head into the Human History Gallery.
The Human History Hall shares stories of who we are and where we came from, looking at the history of the indigenous people that have inhabited Alberta for thousands of years, to their encounters with Europeans through to modern times.
This section is talking about ancestral lands and the first peoples here in Alberta. And this is an example of sacred stones. These were carved stones which are left by the ancestors to designate sacred places. This is a cool interactive exhibit. It shows different types of Indigenous artwork all over Alberta. And you can click, if I go to the Okotoks Erratic, for example, it shows the different types of artwork. And check this out, if I pick one, it's going to show it up on the big screen. Very cool. Yeah, this is talking about arrowheads and making different tools. Look, those would have been sculpted out of bone or maybe rock and then used for hunting. This is a 1700-year-old roasting pit. That's from Alberta's head smashed in buffalo jump. And this would have been one method for them to prepare the food. This shows an old full-size Blackfoot teepee. which was used for shelter. And it says it was good for life on the move. The teepee could be put up quickly and then dismantled again. There's a selection of Hudson Bay fur trading jackets and blankets, which were used in the early exploration days for trade and barter. Of course, bearing the Hudson Bay colors. Here's a Cree headdress and a suit from the 1950s. Lots of beadwork. Kids could learn to become a cowboy, starting out on one of these mini horse rides.
This exhibit is called A Doll for Courage. It's about 11-year-old Dorothy Hepler, whose lungs were paralyzed from polio and had to sit encased in this iron lung. When Dorothy had to learn to breathe on her own outside the iron lung, she was afraid, and every time she was able to breathe on her own a little bit longer, the nurses would hang up a doll for her to see, so the dolls symbolized Dorothy's determination.
This is from the 1988 Calgary Winter Olympics. And those are some of the uniforms, I guess, from the Olympics in 1988. Probably from the opening ceremonies. Pretty bright, huh? Oh, and down here, look, down here there's the Olympic torch from that year. This display celebrates the Edmonton Oilers hockey team, and of course Wayne Gretzky, the Great One. Right in the middle, I think I see a Wayne Gretzky rookie card.
Now they're talking about the almost great team.
Thanks for exploring the Royal Alberta Museum with us today. If you want to see more of our adventures, check out this next video.